Hello. Hello. Hello.
Au revoir.
Welcome.
Goodbye.
Welcome. Welcome back. Episode 37 of
7.
Nerd Bible Podcast. We might sound a little bit more professional this week.
Well, I mean, one of us. You.
Well, no, because like we've got
no, there's no more awkward squishing down to one microphone.
We have two microphones now.
One of my own.
I know.
People can hear my voice.
You've got the original. I've got the new one. I'm going to get you
2.0.
Going to get you that one because it's really good for 25 quid from Amazon. You know, because we did that. Didn't we? We chipped in for that and the hard drive which is in there.
Oh, okay.
So that's where all the files are now. So we're almost professional. So Connor might sound
3/4 there.
He'll be a bit louder because he's got his own mic, so he can't be interrupted.
Freedom.
And he's gonna use his power for evil.
Evil.
I like this one. This is well nice. But you can't adjust any of the thingies on it because you've got that.
Because it's just
That's just that. But it seems so. Hello, tell us how we sound.
Yeah.
No problem.
George's mic is better.
Oh my god. Do you remember when they had one microphone? Yeah, I remember.
I could understand kind of so much better.
Oh my god, that was so cool.
Those were the days.
Those were so cool. Okay, Connor.
Mm-hmm.
It's been. We didn't see a film this week, but we've got some big old news. We got James Gunn is back.
We saved him.
Yeah. So episode 3.
Yes. The
is
beginning.
Rehire James Gunn. Like.
Hashtag James Gunn saved.
Yeah. If we weren't doing the Game of Thrones quotes because we're doing the recap, then I would call it James Gunn saved. But I'm not.
No.
Probably call it. I was struggling for a quote for season 4, and I just thought Valar Morghulis.
Yeah, that's what I was doing for
and that's what they say a lot.
Yeah,
so
yeah, makes sense.
It's obviously carrying on 7 seasons.
Well, you could take Oberyn's quote of like, you
kill them.
I
think that's a bit too graphic.
Yeah, exactly.
I will be your champion.
Yeah, I'll be your champion.
If you can't tell, this was the first time that Connor's seen season 4, and he's quite excited. So
seriously.
So we'll be
what the hell?
Deep dive into that. We've got James Gunn, and we've also got a little business deal.
Business deal.
Yeah, the older some characters came home.
Oh.
They came home to Disney. I'm liking the new sound waves on this. It's nice that it records it as one track.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't see this audio.
Not irritating. Yeah,
because I thought it'd be like 2.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to export 2 files, but it's one audio file. Just together.
Continuous. All in one flow.
One Earth. Reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.
One wavelength.
Speaking of reversing polarity of the neutron flow, something we pre-ordered as a long-standing tradition on this podcast is that me and Connor,
if they bring it out,
pre-order the collection seasons. We pre-order them on the podcast as we see it.
Yes.
It was delayed, season 18, and then delayed again.
Yeah, because it was originally end of Jan, like very early Feb. I think it was even before my birthday.
Yeah, it was something. It was slated for that. It was like 26th or something like that. Something around then, and then it was moved to 11th of March.
Yeah, and
then it was later the 18th.
Yeah,
and it has been released. We both have our copies.
I say it saves so much room on your shelf.
It does, look, because they're the ones that I took off. That's season 18 there in normal serial form.
Jeez, saves so much space.
This is for
all of them are wasted now.
Well, yeah, because that's 7 wide, and I think that's 3 or 4 wide, or I'd say 3.
I think they
4. No, it's 4. 4 wide, so it saves me 3. But then because I'd bought the Mask of Mandragora and Hand of Fear, so then that now fits in because of the space I've saved.
Did you say you got all of Tom now?
I have all of Tom. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Season 12. All of them loose ones. Season 18.
In his glory.
Yeah. Have you watched any of season 18 yet? Neither have I.
No, I haven't got I haven't had the time to get around to
I opened it, did a thing, and I flicked through the leaflet, which I do now.
Yeah.
Because they do some good stuff in it, like the studio pictures, and the design of them are so nice
and beautiful, and just unique.
Yeah, looked at all the discs, and like I put the first one in just to test it. I didn't play it. I just sort of testing works and what it looks like. And Doctor Who collection season 18 disc One?
His lovely narration, yeah. Every time.
I can't wait to watch Behind the Sofa. That's the thing I do with these now is I watch the Behind the Sofa and then I'll watch the stories. Because I watched... On season 19, I haven't watched anything past Castrovalva, but I've watched all the Behind the Sofas.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Because I like that. I like especially like just Peter Davison just like taking the mic. Just like, oh, there's some superb acting here.
Shit. That's what I remember.
We've got all of Adric on Blu-ray now.
I know.
The first classic companion, all on Blu-ray.
The end of Romano.
I mean, I thought it would have been Sarah Jane, to be fair.
Should have been.
Right. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but I wouldn't. Or maybe.
Paul is.
Well, because she's in 11, isn't she? That's when she comes in. That one.
Season 11, yeah.
Literally that one.
But then that'd be smaller than season 12, and it'd just be, what, 2 DVDs long, probably?
Well, no, 5. It'd be the same size, because they're all 5 in... apart from season 7 in Pertwee era, which is 4.
Yeah, season 11 is Time Warrior, Dinosaurs... Thingy, Daleks, Peladon. Oh, it's 5. Oh, I thought it was 4.
They're all the seasons of 5 apart from season 7, which is 4, but they're all 7 parters, aren't they? Because they were like, must be
season
all
7
the 7s.
That's the thing, season 7, when that comes out, it's going to be super thin, and we're going to look at it and think, that ain't much of a collection, but in terms of the length of each story in it, it's going to take...
Well, yeah, because that'll be...
eons to
it'll
watch.
be 7, and then all of the McCoy era will be the same sort of size, won't they? Because they're all 4
each, yeah.
And what's the size of season 22? Attack, Vengeance, Rai, Time Lash, 2 Doctors, Revelation. Oh, 6.
So that's slightly smaller than 18 and 19. Yeah.
Because they're both 7, aren't they?
Mm.
Yeah, we're nerds.
Yeah, so
but
no lives.
What we said about before, because as we were approaching before it got delayed, because we were like, we're strangely quite close and we haven't heard it's been delayed yet, and then it was like
very bizarre.
The next week it was like
very bizarre.
I remember texting you going, it's been delayed, and you were just like, no.
Yeah, it was like typical.
You were like Darth Vader in Revenge of the Sith. I can't have I felt it. But we haven't had, because normally
official. What?
Didn't sorry to interrupt you.
No.
But didn't
you do that enough.
When I can't anymore. You've got your own microphone.
Whoa!
Was it before or like
after?
Around the time of season 12? We were told that the season it was 19, and then it came for pre-order.
Season 12 that came out early last year, like April, May, wasn't it? Because that's when I remember literally not even a month, and it sold out. And it wasn't. We were doing the podcast around Matt's house. I say it must have been June, July, August. And I remember literally going through Amazon. I didn't even read it. I remember going through Amazon and it said season 19 available for pre-order.
Yeah, because then they did the trailer film as well, didn't they? And then they did a season 8. I think they did a season 18 trailer either not long after season 19 or as it was out.
Did they?
It was all it was sort of around. That sort of become the tradition. It was like
they do the trailer.
The next one's coming. And it was like, here's the thing, and the next one's coming out.
I don't think I've even watched a season 18. Oh, actually, no, I did watch the 18.
Because it was the Intergalactic Tour for season 18, and for season 19 it was Tegan Jovanka Airlines.
Yeah, which it was good.
Which I wish they'd have done something like that for like almost 12. Like a unit training video for like season 12, something like that.
Well, season 13 is the last sort of appearance of the unit lot. That could be a nice little way
but maybe they would save that
for season 7.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Pertwee era.
You'd feel like if they did like any Troughton, it would be like a sort of spoofy, like those old horror trailers. So it's like the danger in the base, because it was all based on the siege, wasn't it?
In black and white. Yeah.
Would you want it if it was in Blu-ray? Would you want it restored just to HD, like so for Hartnell Troughton? So this is just for the whole just for one suit, or would you want it restored and colorized?
Oh, that is a good question. I think. Personally, just to keep it like nostalgic and how it originally was broadcast, just keep it black and white. Because with the animations, I know they're bringing it out in colour too, but I don't get.
Are they? What all of those ones?
Even in Macra Terror.
Really?
Yeah, that's in colour.
That's got a reversible DVD sleeve, which cheered me up because I hate.
He hated the colour.
So it matches that.
Oh, good. But it's still Troughton's face going.
Yeah. Basically.
Oh, okay. But it's good. Okay, that's cool. But no, I actually did order the steelbook for that.
Oh, you ordered the steelbook. The steelbook does look nice, but I just think because hopefully we'll get to a point when when they're all on like the season's bulk on Blu-ray. It's why I don't have Spearhead from Space.
Yeah, I haven't.
It's why I don't currently. I might if they don't do a 8th Doctor for the collection, then I might get that the movie in Blu-ray.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't get the movies is because I heard negative reviews about it. It was like the wrong transfer and crappy technical specs. It was all wrong. Basically, if you're better off the DVD, just keep the DVD. From what I read. But then Spearhead from Space, like you say, season 7 probably will be out at some point now that they're doing the collection. So I haven't dipped into that personally.
Yeah.
So, could, but maybe not. And I just thought the Macro Terror is something new. It's something we haven't seen in 50 years. And she said, well, it's a one-off. I thought, why not? Something new to experience.
Because what other? Because there's Shard as a steelbook. There's
which comes with
all like the animated one's gonna get a steelbook one because like the ones that like come out now because there's another one.
Power
one. That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. Power.
Did you get that?
Steelbook. Yeah.
The steelbook.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that does look nice. Though.
It is a nice.
Only thing that annoys me about the Power DVD and might get me the steelbook is because like it's not got the same that font. It's got like,
it hasn't.
jaggedy thing.
It has. Different.
That just annoys me.
No, but it's reversible.
Is it?
Yeah. You see, it's reversible.
Thank God for that.
It's
I
reversible.
love. God bless reversible DVD.
No, it is reversible because I've seen YouTubers and I was like, it looks normal. Because I did see the blue font and I thought that don't really suit that cover at all.
Mm.
But you can turn it into a normal DVD, so.
Well, that's good.
Problem solved.
Apparently, like the animation on Macro Terror is very nice.
It is because they actually had the time and budget to animate it, whereas with Power they had 3 months and they sort of had to rush it out.
Did they
So
is it like part? Because I know that there's different like studios that have done like different ones.
Yeah.
Like is it similar like a completely different one or is it like
no, I think
same
it's the
as
same
Reign
studio.
of Terror and
I
stuff
think
like that?
I think from Power, I think it's been the same company that's been doing them.
Well, that's good because if they kept chopping and changing, then they're getting different.
Yeah, exactly.
People.
It's inconsistent and different. Yeah.
Whereas like if you just kept it.
I'm pretty sure from
In-house.
Power onwards, they've all been the same studio.
Really?
From what I've read,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, Macro Terror comes out next week, the 25th, I think. Yeah, I think it is the 25th. So that's like Monday.
That's literally insane because I know that people have like... Yeah, so it's like, that's the normal one.
Yeah, exactly. It looks really...
But then I have seen a reversible one.
What the hell?
I chose to do my own take on this. Someone made their own cover for Macro Terror.
Oh, that looks better.
That does look really nice, doesn't it? I think, like, the problem is having the animated image on the thing. Like, you just want a real image on...
Yeah, because then you would get, like, well, not necessarily false advertising, but you look at it and think, oh, look, it's a real thing. And then when you put it in, you'd be like, why is it a cartoon?
But then if you're buying it, you know...
What it is,
Yeah. You know.
If it's a gift, you'd have no clue. Be like, oh look, Patrick out, and then you would actually
immediately get it out and
cartoon?
flip the DVD cover. That's what you would do. I'll buy Max Terror. I'll buy it on DVD. Just for now. Just for the symmetry.
It's just the sake of your. I totally get
just for the sake of my OCD.
The OCD-ness. No, I get it.
Yeah, we were saying about how we don't have official confirmation of what's the next
seasons.
But we had mutterings and rumours about.
Of course, on release day.
Yeah, that someone put up because you showed me an article that was like
from. All I saw was season. Basically, I was just saying my lot. It was season 10, season
17, 22.
Yeah, 22 and 26.
17 was listed on there as well.
I thought I only had 3.
No, 17 was listed. So those are the seasons that listed. What website was that on?
Can't remember, but I'll look at the image. I will look at the image.
He will look, ladies and gentlemen, and you can hear him now.
Live on the air.
This episode brought to you by a new microphone. I love it, man. I can't wait for you to get one of these.
It will be cool.
Because look, that's the wind cancelling bit, and then the pop filter as well. It's lovely. We're almost...
Yeah, see, all I've got is... all I've got is 10, 17,
I was on a forum.
Yeah, he's on a forum, yeah.
Yeah, 10, 17, 26. So no...
Season...
22.
22, that's it.
Because that was... Apparently that was rumoured as well. Because there was... What was the original article? It was... after 12 they said... it was rumoured 19, 18... 26 and 10 were the ones that were rumoured. So we can assume that it will be 10 or 26. But there's heavy rumours that it is season 10. Which
will be good. It'd be a change of pace because, I mean... I like Tom, don't get me wrong. I know he's got like the most work and we kind of want to get him out before anything dies. Unfortunately happens to him.
Fingers crossed, let's please not kill Tom Baker.
Yeah, exactly. No. One victim.
Just for the behind the sofas.
Exactly, literally just from behind the sofas because he was very amusing on season 12.
Do you think on the season 10 behind the sofas they'll have Sean Pertwee? John's son.
That would be nice.
That'd be really nice.
That would be nice.
Because who else is alive? Because Nicholas Courtney's no longer with us.
Yeah,
Joe Grant's still alive. Katie Manning.
Caroline John, oh no, she's gone, isn't she?
I think so. Obviously, unfortunately, the Master is usually
Oh,
referred to as the Master. Delgado. He's
Caroline John. She's.
I'm trying to think of who else.
No, she's passed away.
Harry Sullivan's. No, Harry Sullivan was.
He's
Tom.
an imbecile.
He passed away a while ago.
Oh, did he? Oh.
Yeah, I think in the 80s. I think 85. Don't quote me on that. Ian Marter, yeah, played Harry Sullivan.
Yep, he's gone.
Harry Sullivan, he was a Tom one. I don't know why. I just
so Katie Manning would be the only one really has a lot.
There's actually been in it,
Even
but then
Edson,
they've had
Yates.
Because in was it season 12? They had Louise Jameson.
Yeah, randomly, yeah.
They had Tegan.
Tegan and
what's
this.
her name? Janet Fielding.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, Janet Fielding and Sarah Sutton.
Yeah,
they've always been there, them two.
So they'll have them, and hopefully they'll have Katie Manning in it as well.
Maybe a producer.
Maybe
no, not Terrence Sticks because he's.
Maybe you'd have Elizabeth Sladen's daughter, like with season 12, like have.
Yeah.
But then she's not in season 10. That's the only thing.
No.
Or maybe you have, because it's an anniversary year. It starts off with the Three Doctors. You'd have Sean Pertwee, David Troughton,
Katie
Manning, and like
the other
William Hartnell's granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I can't think of her name, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Her name escapes me, and I'm really sorry if you listen, but she doesn't, probably. Probably got better things to do with her time.
Listen to a bunch of nerds.
I'd take season 10.
Season 10, yeah. Because
part of me is like, get all of... Like, part of me wishes, like, if you said to me, like, we will take away your season 19 box set and you'll get it back in, like, 4 years. But by the time you get it back, you'll have all of Tom in box sets. I'd do it.
You do it in a heartbeat.
I'd do it just because he takes up so much bloody room. Like, the amount of... Look at the... Like we said, the amount of space we've saved.
Hashtag George's
Because I've still got 9 of Pertwee to go, and then I want to get them done this year. 9 Pertwee, and then just have...
Fill in...
And I'll just fill in Hartnell Trout as and when
they actually come out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As and when I feel like it. And, leave them till last, so hopefully then it's like, and now we're doing season 1.
Season 2. Yeah, that would be the day.
They're definitely going to be last. That's the smart money on that.
If anything, if they were going to tease us during the 60s, they would just bring season 1 out because that's like the most complete. The only one they would have to do is Marco Polo. But whether or not they would...
Yeah, that is true, yeah.
They would have to animate
many times,
They would have to animate that. They can't
really... Even if they include... maybe like animate it and then just for the purists have the soundtrack, recording things from like that they have and then have that with the telesnapses and as a special feature or like an alternative way to watch.
Yeah, if you really can't stand cartoon, then watch it.
Because you still get it, like watching the telesnnaps Marco Polo, like it's good, but it's just like, I want to see it because that story looks so good.
It is. And like I remember on the DVD, what Edge Destruction was only like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and it's a 7-parter. I mean, I don't even cover
it. Rounds it up nice though. It sort of streamlines the necessity. I know there's a lot because it's such a broad Indiana Jones like
adventure story. It is.
Especially even with the map and the line and that. Like, cool. That's mainly why. Because it was the full story, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that bold. And we don't have it. That's annoying.
No.
That and Dalek Master Plan. They're definitely ones I want to see some kind of form in my life.
Speaking of Dalek Master Plan, Katrina, who was in that story, who I think got killed off. Not Sarah Kingdom, yet she was also in that and got killed off. Big Finish are bringing her back in a bunch of new audios.
Big Finish bringing someone back for money. They never do this. Right.
Well, it's not the original actress because she's another one that's passed away. But it's an all-new woman. I can't think of her name, but yeah, she's coming back.
I've been renewed, have I?
She has been renewed. She's a time lady, and she's back.
Oh, for God's sake!
Oh, you and your anti-Big Finish.
I will get into Big Finish once I've done Pertwee. I might sort of like
drip
feed into like Big Finish stories that I want to like thing like Chimes of Midnight and stuff like that.
Gallifrey is on sale at the moment.
I will have a look.
Gallifrey.
Once John's done, because then that's basically the thing done apart from the odds and sods of them.
Yeah, exactly. Odds and sods, yeah.
But I'll definitely give it a go. So out of the rumoured ones that are on that list. So
10, 12, 17 and 20... No,
it's 10, 17, 26. And we'll say 22 because someone put a poll out, because apparently that's rumoured as well.
22.
Like, what would you have?
So 10, 12, 22, 26.
Stop saying 12. 12's out.
Okay, 10, 17.
There you go.
22, 26. Dude, I would go with either 10 or 22.
Would you?
Yeah. Sorry, Tom, but I mean...
You don't mind if I don't join you?
It's just irritating me. They've done 12, 18. I get the beginning and end, and I know they've got to fill the gap, but it would just irritate me if they do 17 next, because they're going to go in reverse.
No, because they might do 17, 13, 16, 14,
and
15.
Yeah, but then just do 13, 14, the good stuff.
My theory still is that it's going to be a season of a Doctor and then Tom, and then a season of a Doctor and then Tom. So then you'll have...
Well, yeah.
So then you could get season 1 and 4 done before, like, you know, like everything, like all the others are done, and then like so you've got a season of every Doctor, and then you've got all of Tom.
Yeah,
I think that's because unfortunately
yeah.
because he is the long. You need
to get him out the way.
You need to have him at least
and he's also the most recognisable when people will go, oh yeah, I'll watch that.
Yeah, in terms of pop culture, it's like Scarf. You're drawn to that, and
yeah,
and I think because so technically, like it's slated to season 10 is apparently being listed on H&B.
Already?
Apparently it's been listed. It's not been confirmed. So 26th of June. So that's July.
That's. Oh, I see.
So if it comes along, if it comes to that, so then it's like, so we're getting one. We'd get one in March, we get one in June, we get one in September, and then we get one in December.
That'd be good.
I think that's the best way, especially in a year when you don't have it, to have 4 box sets.
Because
if 2 of them are Tom,
that would then to get them out the way.
So imagine if you did season 10, then season 13, and then season 22. So then you've got Colin, you've got an anniversary year, and then you've got like 2 of the best seasons of Tom's with Liz.
Yeah.
Because I think you need to do a thing. You sort of need to, if he's not coming out like every single one, you're just going to get him out. Like you need to sort of maybe alternate like something him, or have him more than once a year. Just to get him done.
Exactly.
Because he is like 85.
Because I know like last year was like the trial and error run. Because I mean, if they can, like you say, your theory's right. If they do one in June, do one in say September.
Yeah, if he did
every couple months.
If he did one every 3 or 4 months, if you're getting 3 or 4 a year, I'd be happy.
That'd be ideal. Rather than wait 6 years for 2 and 3 releases, you can do say 2 or 3.
Exactly. Because we got 2 last year because they come out like back end. But
like
because of how season 12 sold out instantly, they were like, well, we know we got the money for it.
Yeah, ridiculously.
So hopefully they do that. Yeah, season 10. We'll see if that's confirmed.
10 or 22. I think for better. What was I saying?
10 the easiest option is 10.
5. 22 is 7.
Yeah, but also 10 is easier to market because it's an anniversary year.
It would be.
And it starts off
and
with
it's the first part
3 Doctors. Yeah,
which is a good story. Yeah. It's 10 for a change.
It's Pertwee and Troughton and a wicked double H.
Yeah.
One of me, to be precise. I may call you to the meantime.
Who are you?
When there's the recorder, and then like he just like phases in, like his arm's there, and then like Badger Troughton just appears, like the rest of him.
Yeah. You?
Which is a lot better than in. Well, either way, you'd get a Troughton story in HD.
Well, it's a win-win.
It's either 2 Doctors or 3 Doctors.
It is a win-win.
So like you'd either have the wicked like interaction in that, or you'd have
him
Colin Baker and Patrick Troughton going snap out of time. This doesn't happen. I've come a long way for you.
I don't know. It'd be a win-win.
I was him. He will be me. God, I really love Colin though. Like he's so underappreciated. I can't wait for season 21.
22, 21.
When he's just like it ends with, I am the Doctor, whether you like it or not.
Oh.
That's a good old yeah, but we'll get back to you on more Doctor Who content to come
when it actually is there.
Well, hopefully, like if we get to a point where we could just do like our own behind the sofas of us watching it, going, "Oh, look at the costumes," and Matt just like asleep when he decides to wake up and.
Oh look, Nymon! You remember those?
God, that's going to give him nightmares. I can't wait for that video to come out. Shall we go to some more good news?
Good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone. James Gunn is back guarding
the
Galaxy. Who? Star-Lord. Who?
No, seriously,
So,
who's he? Who's he again?
The writer-director James Gunn of Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy Vol.3.
Wait, sorry. The guy that got sacked
Yep.
and the guy who thought was never coming, but the guy that we saved.
We basically did save him, yeah, because it was there was a lot of petition, and apparently it was the decision was made months ago. It is just because he had meetings with because it was Disney's decision because Feige was like it wasn't his decision to make.
It wasn't Feige's decision.
It wasn't Feige's decision because it was Disney. It was the whole because of tweets of poor jokes in poor taste about subjects that he made 10 years ago that he apologised for then, apologised for again, but was still sacked from Guardians, and now he has been reinstated as because Batista had threatened if they don't at least use James Gunn's script, then he's getting out of his contract.
He was dropping out, yeah.
Which
good sticking for his guns.
He will be the first director in the MCU to finish a trilogy.
Will he?
Yep, because Iron Man 1 and 2 was Favreau, 3 was Shane Black, Captain America was Joe Johnson, and then the Russo brothers. Thor was
some bloke,
Kenneth Branagh, then Alan Taylor, and then Taika Waititi. Ant-Man and the Wasp is so far both Peyton Reed.
Okay.
So he'll.
I don't really know directors.
If you get an Ant-Man 3, then...
Yeah. Did the Russos do Infinity War?
The Russos did Infinity War, yeah. So then it was...
Joss Whedon.
Avengers. Russo.
I see.
And then...
Oh, so the Russos are doing...
I think then John Watts is doing Spider-Man Far From Home and he did Homecoming, I think.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of all the other things. And then... who's the guy that directed Black Panther? I know the guy that Scott Derrickson who directed Doctor Strange is apparently going to do Doctor Strange 2 when that gets announced.
Good.
But so good. It's definitely back on the Phase 4
post game
massive parentheses slate. At the moment. Well, it's still going to be in phases. It's going to be that whole chapter of the MCU is
the Infinity Saga.
The Infinity Saga, which is good.
A nice way because if people say in 20 years' time they go, remember Phase 1, remember Phase 2, and we're on Phase 25 by then.
Yeah,
we'll be like, hey, what's Phase 1 and 2? And then we'll be like, yeah, the Infinity Saga.
It'd be nice if this went into this went into Phase 1 of a new, because it's going to be like that because it's like a new beginning.
It is like a reboot of sort. Yeah.
It's the next stage of this world.
It'll be Phase 1
at the moment, because it's going to be Spider-Man Far From Home, the first Phase 4, first set after.
And we won't know anything else until after that's out. After that,
because I think because of recent news about the merger with Disney and Fox, which we'll get onto in a minute, I think that they were waiting for that before they bother announcing anything else, because it was like trying to get the deal with Spider-Man done. Like they weren't going to say he was in Civil War until it was a done deal.
Yeah.
Well, I think with that now done, and with I think once Endgame's done, and then you've got that, I think they'll be going through their plans and they'll give us the slate
of how
as it looks at the moment. Because remember, we apparently at this point in time we were going to have an Inhumans movie, and we never did. But that's probably for the best, because that series was shocking. Looked lovely. It looked really good because it was all shot in IMAX.
Good effects, good CGI and everything, but no.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to James Gunn finishing off, because he wrote the script ages ago. We said with all my heart, and put the picture of the finished Guardian script on. So it's nice that he's going to be able to round off his character, like the arcs for this set of characters.
These guys,
before some of them, because maybe not all of them will live / carry on past.
They're all up for negotiations of contracts, are they? Like the actors.
I think they're all in flux at the moment. Yeah. I think they're all signed on for this one. Whether what happens after the events of Endgame.
Yeah.
I think throws that. Obviously Gamora's death. Is that
death?
Exactly. Is that permanent? Death. I don't think so. I think.
I don't. I think
if she was to die, she would die in Guardians.
See it without Gamora.
I think the only people that I am sure will not die in Guardians 3 or leave, I think, are Rocket, Groot, and Star-Lord. I think just because you can do like the CGI characters, like you could bring them in, especially like the popularity of Rocket and Groot in the entrance for Infinity War, and Rocket in his comic book accurate costume in the Avengers 4 trailer.
I'll say Rocket and Groot have got their own series. They're outside the Guardians.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see. Yeah, because I'd love to see how they met and stuff like that. I don't want too many prequels. No. But I'd like to see more of those characters, because they're simple
They're ones
characters
that could
that
be
appeal to
expanded
children.
on.
But yeah, and you know, you only need Bradley Cooper in a voice box for like
True.
a couple of months, if that. You don't need to
Yeah, no.
have him on set and have him get in shape. And same with Vin Diesel, and he only needs to say 3 words.
Yeah.
But in multiple languages. And I think Star-Lord is the most sort of the one with the most cross appeal of franchise-wise. I think you could drop him into any other franchise and team up with any Avenger, and he would
do him.
He would do justice and make sense.
He'd just do Star-Lord. Yeah. Star-Lord.
Like if you had him in another Thor movie, or you had him in...
I'd be down for that.
Turn up in like Guardians 2, or be stranded on Earth in like Black Panther.
Especially if Waititi's doing the next 4. And Chris Pratt was in it for whatever reason.
I think that'd be a cool double act.
I'd be down.
Because there was like people saying like maybe they were setting up Star-Lord because he's very much like Iron Man, to take up the Iron Man mantle once Downey Jr. once Tony Stark leaves or dies, hopefully dies, just for a bit of weight, and it would make all those impact. It'd make the 11 years worthwhile.
It would, yeah. Yeah, but that's when Cap's going to die instead, and I'm going to personally.
Cap's going to go back in time, end up with Peggy, and then Bucky will take up the mantle, and then we'll all move on with our lives. Which is a nice little.
I like Steve. Steve.
I do like Steve, but you know, it's how it has to be.
No.
Yeah, I think Batista.
The animal.
I think he wouldn't. I think at this point, I think if Gunn had never got fired, he would have just carried on forever.
Yeah.
But I think with this, it's sort of like he sort of wants a good arc, and I think the same with Saldana as Gamora.
He wants, yeah.
Maybe Gillen as well, because Nebula's now in that same pack, and you know, Pom Clementif as Mantis. Maybe she would carry on, but they're expendable, interchangeable. That's like with the Avengers thing. It's an interchangeable list.
It's up for debate. All of it is.
But yeah. As we speak more about Phase 4, so that will be in Phase 4. But once he's finished with the Suicide Squad,
the Suicide Squad, yeah,
it's a complete reboot. Idris Elba apparently in advanced negotiations to replace Will Smith as Deadshot.
Oh.
No news on what it means for Harley Quinn, or whether it's actually tied to the inner workings of the DCU. Apparently, it's they're focusing more on just standalone franchises.
Okay.
Like it will be in the DCU, but
it won't be as
linked, because they did that with Aquaman, didn't they? They didn't really link it in. It was like they're focusing on that, and maybe we'll come back together. Shazam comes out soon. I'm really excited for that.
Well, yeah, I hope with that film it'll be one of them like with Captain Marvel last month, I looked really forward to that, and I did kind of just sit there and thought, I enjoyed Captain Marvel. Not to go over Captain Marvel, I enjoyed it, but I thought, Shazam, I'm not looking forward to it, but this is the part where hopefully I get jaw dropped and be like, wow, DC actually did something good.
I hope so, because I went into Aquaman with really high expectations, and it was like, it's okay, it's like 5 movies that they can't really tell one good story, but hey ho. Yeah, because you got you got Shazam, you've got apparently Flash has been rewritten by Ezra Miller, because it's not as dark and gritty as he wanted it as a story, and just for him to keep the part, he's trying to rework the story with them.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
So Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey, and then Aquaman too.
So they're not doing Flashpoint for the Flash, because that I read rumoured.
That was the title for a long time, wasn't it? Yeah. So they got that. They got the Batman in 2021 and Wonder Woman 1984. Oh
yeah, Wonder Woman 84.
I mean, she's not the best. It's not the best superhero movie, female superhero movie now, is it? No, I think Captain Marvel. If you compare it to Wonder Woman, just to go over it quickly, I think it empowers you more. Like, there's a lot more of a positive message for women in Captain Marvel, not just in Marvel, but I think when you compare the films, Captain Marvel does a lot more to empower women than say Wonder Woman does.
Strutting her bikini and
with her she comes from gods, doesn't she? But then she's the main draw of that is she keeps getting back up. But yeah. A lot, especially that bit at the end where it's like the different stages of her life. She just keeps I'm only human, but she keeps standing back up over and over again, and then she just lets loose and just.
I have to get both the films and just rewatch them and get
maybe it's a future bit of content.
Who knows?
Let's talk about the merger.
Murder. Oh, who we can?
There's been a murder. Well, it's killing the creativity and the competition out of Hollywood because Disney finally acquired the rights to Fox, which includes 21st Century Fox. Like includes the films, the TV, the animation studio, I think, as well, and stuff like that.
All I know is that Simpsons are under Fox and they're on the Disney website. Because you've got a picture of Deadpool on the next to Mickey Mouse out of all people. That you got Deadpool on their Disney page. You got Deadpool. You got Mo. You've got
weird,
other Foxes.
71.3 billion, I think it was in the end.
Oh wow!
And that means that they will have the majority control of cinema and TV. Every most films that come out will be owned by Disney in some way or one of their umbrellas or subsidiaries. Meaning that they are getting all of the money. Most powerful media company on the planet right now.
Even they own Netflix.
And they own more of a stake. They own Fox's stake in Hulu now, which is why people believe that the stuff that's too adult for Disney Plus will go on Hulu because they now own.
Makes sense.
The majority of it.
Oh.
Sad.
I didn't know that bit.
The thing that's sad for me, like I said before, is people are getting too hung up on. Oh my god, Fantastic Four and X-Men are coming into the MCU.
Oh my god.
They've come home, but it's
good movie at last.
Yeah, but what about the thousands of people that are losing their jobs from this merger because they're not keeping all of those people on because they've got their own people that are going to come in and do that. They're buying the property. They're not buying the people and the building and all that stuff.
No, they're all expendable.
Exactly, and especially when you've got people like Disney that have people in place that they know what they're doing, and it's it's a sad time for people that work in that industry. Especially those people, I hope they find either work through that or with someone else that, comes in. Like with when Telltale went bust and there were games companies going,
Studios,
we'll talk about employment. So I hope there's the
something
same
like that.
There's the same level of camaraderie in the film
you'd
industry.
think, say, competitors like Netflix, Now TV, even Amazon Prime might be come open our doors because doors are open because we're going to need
maybe Netflix should do something like that because they're
because they're the real
forefront
biggest driver.
The forefront of streaming and that they're going to want to make some of their money back and have content creators that are all about doing what they want to do. But apparently 2021 earliest we'll see any of the Fox stuff in the MCU.
2021?
Yeah.
So we won't be getting nothing for the next couple of years until 20...
But then I assume then the slate will be...
We're not even a cameo from Hugh Jackman?
Maybe. I don't think he'll come back. I don't think he needs to.
That'd be too good to be true.
Because apparently the first thing they want to do is, find a Wolverine. The one person that is definitely not getting recast is Deadpool.
Oh no!
You cannot
100%,
find a replacement for Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan is life. Ryan is
life.
Literally, if they even think of getting rid of Ryan,
there's no one else. There's no one else born for that role. You literally full stop.
No.
But then, because I think it gives time for X-Men Dark Phoenix to come out, New Mutants, which I think
is that even still coming?
Is that Dark Phoenix managed to scrape together a bloody trailer, so I think New Mutants is due out early next year now, something like that, towards the back end of this year, early next year. So then, at least in 2021, you've got that space.
A clean slate.
You've got the space, you've got a bit of a gap, a bit of a breather for people to go.
Right,
and now we go again. Yeah. I think the first people who come in will be the Fantastic Four.
I hope so, for the sake of their.
Especially if you lose a Tony Stark, you need a Reed Richards. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that we wouldn't get a Reed Rich. But then we've got the possibility of
alternative Earths.
Yeah. Also, we've got the possibility now of a proper Planet Hulk and World War Hulk storyline because we have all the characters for the Illuminati under one roof.
Oh yeah, we do. Ooh.
That would be nice.
Oh. All the ideas are going to flow from our heads.
Oh, excellent.
That'll be a segment we'll do each week. We'll have to do a nerdy comic thing that we'll like to see adapted as a film. We'll have to think of something either we can just be do this as a film.
We could do that. That's very good. Very good, yes.
Content.
Yeah. I would like to see a good Fantastic Four movie.
Just to get
done well, Galactus to not be a gas cloud.
Exactly. An actual purple
I think you build towards Galactus as the next big bad, parentheses, of the MCU. Mm-hmm, because he is a big bad.
He's a big dude, no pun intended.
And,
Thanos hasn't got nothing on him in terms of height.
So I hope that's where we're building to next, maybe. But I don't know. I'm excited for that. I'm just sorry for all the people that unfortunately are no longer going to be employed after this merger. It's
just business. That's just there's no way. It's just business.
Unfortunately, that is right, Connor. It is business.
It's life and business.
Money talks.
I feel was saying we can't talk as loud as money.
But yeah.
Wah.
Okay, so.
Right, what's next then?
It's
what?
Season
12.
Season 4 of
Season 4.
7 seasons in 7 weeks. As you know by now.
Alright.
It's the main featurette.
The reoccurring segment.
As we recap Game of Thrones before Season 8 comes out, I nearly said 7. On the last one, the Season 7 one, we're going to do predictions for what we hope and think may happen in Season 8, because that will come out.
Well, I've got an early one. Depending on if none of the characters are dead yet, because obviously I haven't seen up to Season 7, so I'm still just going to be like, I don't know whether the characters will be alive. Sandor and Gregor have got to have a match.
Game Bowl.
Exactly.
That has been rumoured for a long time.
And it's still not as it still hasn't happened yet.
Not in its entirety, no.
Okay. Alright.
It's not been a proper battle.
But that's the only thing I want to see from Clegane.
Clegane Bowl.
The Clegane fight, yeah.
Maybe because he was resurrected, wasn't he? In Season 4.
Oh, yes.
Spoilers ahead if you haven't seen a 2014 season of Game of Thrones. Season 4. Connor, I think we should start with you because this is the first time you've watched Season 4. Basic thoughts and opinions on Season 4 of GOT.
Well, starts off an incredible high. It's a victory. Game of Thrones is normally about negativity and shocking emotion and character deaths. Well, this death was the biggest win in the history of the show, as King Joffrey is no more. Joffrey is dead.
I mean,
I
didn't want that straight away. I just wanted your opinion, not like basic plots. But it's good. Carry on.
Well, no, that's the first thing. See, episode 1, I kind of thought nothing,
and then episode 2, it's like
yes, banger, literally. And I was expecting that at the end of the season.
Did you enjoy the season as a whole?
Very much, yes.
In comparison to 1, 2, and 3, where does it rank for you?
Oh, number 1. Really? I think number 1, or maybe number 2. I don't know. Season 1, I feel like it kind of. I want to kick it out of the Game of Thrones because season 1, it's like its own season. Season 2 and 3 feel like one big season cut in half, and in season 4, I'm presuming 5, they're going to go in like blocks. So I presume 6 and 7 are going to be together. 4 and 5 are together. 2 and 3 are together. And season 1, it's its own entity. So I don't know. Season 4, at the moment, I was like, it's the best thing because I was just shocked by what actually happened in it.
Really?
From episode 6 onwards, I was hooked. Normally, it takes me to get to 8 or 9 or 10 to really care, but I was hooked from episode 6 onwards. Pretty much watched all of them last night.
Really?
I mean, like I say, honestly, I wanted to just do 7 and 8, and I was like, oh no, I got to know what happens. That's how much it got me. The other season, I'm like, okay, I'll watch it tomorrow. I'm like, no, I need to know. That's the difference.
I need to know now.
I tried having a break, tried watching other things, and I thought, no, it's boring, I need to know what happens to thingy.
Okay, so, shall we...
That's basics.
Deep dive into the ins and outs of... Season 4.
Got.
So, we pick up Season 4. Basically, where Season 3 left us off. Stark's dead. It actually starts off with the thing I ruined for you before, that Tywin melts down Ice, the ancestral sword.
Yeah, but that was like a 30-second minute. Yeah.
The Starks, made of Valyrian steel, reworks it into 2 swords. One he gives to Jaime, one he gives to Joffrey as... Joffrey is a wedding present. He gives one to Jaime because they've always wanted one in the family. Jaime obviously has one hand now, and
unfortunately,
but he's given a gold hand by Cersei just to make him look a bit more
normal. I guess.
Make him look like less
Vulnerable.
By giving him a big gold hand that he can't really move. And obviously he was right-handed, so he learns to fight with Bronn. And Tyrion sets them up as sparring partners to help him train with his left hand, which leads to nice character development between them, becoming a bit of a angsty buddy cop thing.
Bronn isn't just Tyrion's lackey in this season. Bronn's kind of more of his own entity.
Yeah, Bronn's got he's grown from just being a sellsword to he's
a friend.
He gets to a point where he's Tyrion's friend, and he gets to a point where he's going to be marrying off to so and so.
Yeah.
I don't remember. We'll probably get back to that if I can remember the name.
Exactly.
Right now. So we're starting off in King's Landing. Obviously, get to the older wedding between Marjorie Tyrell and Joffrey.
Baratheon.
And there's a lot of, because there's a lot of mixed feelings about this wedding towards and joining the houses from both sides. Cersei doesn't like Marjorie. Olenna just doesn't like the Lannisters
at all.
And
a big red X on all of them.
Big red. But we get to. Oh, we forgot. Obviously, Sansa was then promised to Tyrion. They got married last season, didn't they?
Sansa and Tyrion. Yeah. They're still awkwardly married.
Yeah. But it's nice how they've become friends through the suffering that they faced at their the family and others around them who just despise them.
I think it was even in episode 10 you sort of see them laugh and giggle, so it isn't just that.
How do we hurt the ones that have wronged us?
Yeah, and they start bonding,
plotting, don't they? Yeah. You get to the wedding and Joffrey still being an arse.
It's just since day one. He hasn't changed. No character development. No character development whatsoever.
Trying to constantly embarrass. He gets Tyrion to be his cupbearer because he spills wine all over him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He says, "You need to be my cupbearer." Blah blah blah, and then he gives him wine after eating his pie because at the wedding he creates uses dwarves to create a fictional mock-up of the War of the Five Kings.
Yeah, every king is
having dwarves play Balon Greyjoy, Robb Stark,
Walder Frey,
Stannis Baratheon,
Stannis,
Joffrey,
Ned even?
No, Renly. So bringing next that, falsified the facts just to make Joffrey look better, and obviously embarrassing Tyrion because using dwarves and stuff like that. And then when he has his wine, Joffrey starts choking. And
we all just watching it presumed he was just having a joke.
Gruesome death.
I just thought he was having a joke. I thought it was just.
And he chokes and succumbs to the poison and dies. But just as he dies, he manages to point a little bend.
Who did it? Who did it, child? And he goes. Ugh.
Well, I don't even say that. He just puts his finger out and just points at Tyrion. But as Tyrion's looking at the cup, question him out.
What's going on here?
They arrest Tyrion because they believe that he killed the king.
He's a murderer.
But now is not the and Dontos, the fool from I think season 2.
Dontos.
Yeah, he's one of the knights that has a drink of wine and then they start trying to drown him in wine and get him drunk. And then Sansa saves him by saying that you'll be your fool. That saves his life. He helps. He'd given Sansa a necklace and then helps her.
Yes,
he says if you want.
Yeah.
To get out of here alive, you need to come with me now.
Come with me, yeah.
He takes her to Peter Baelish.
Littlefinger. Lord Baelish.
Lord Littlefinger Baelish. As he's on a boat, he kills Dontos. He smuggled Sansa out because he had an involvement. He didn't kill older Joffrey, but he was involved.
He was behind it all. He even says, I don't know if we knew or if he revealed, but he's basically behind everything. He was the reason why Ned.
He's a cog in the wheel.
He's behind everything. The reason why the war's going on, Lord John Arryn was dead. He's behind absolutely everything. So in my mind, Baelish is the real villain. Cersei's a straight up.
He's a twisted little serpent.
Cersei's just a straight up madam, but Baelish, I want his head hung next season.
Yeah. So he'd gotten married to Sansa's aunt, Lisa Arryn. Takes Sansa to the Vale pretending to be his niece, Elaine.
Elaine.
Gets her into the Vale, to smuggle her out of King's Landing, and
they
get to so then Lisa
is
Lisa
a
knows
crazy
that,
psychopath.
she's obviously because she still breastfed her child.
Yeah, and the child just doesn't look to be grown up at all. He's just exactly the same as he was in season 1.
Mm-hmm. But he's a bit weirder.
Oh yeah.
He's not breastfeeding, but
he's just a psychopath. He's
just a nutter. And so there he he's not married to her, part of the Vale. He's talking with Sansa, because he's just plotting everything, and then he kisses Sansa in the courtyard.
That's
and
right.
Lisa Aaron sees, and she goes mental, saying you've just come here for him. You've just come here to steal my husband. And
blah blah blah. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you were droopy a bit, mate.
Better now. No. Yeah. So.
And yes, Liza
starts accusing Sansa of Peter.
There's a good line though when the moon door's open because she's going to throw her through it, and then
calm down, Liza. Calm down.
I love. He goes, there was only one woman I ever really loved.
Your sister.
And then pushes her through the moon door, Lisa Aaron dead, leaving Peter in control of the Vale until Robin comes of age. Because he wants to rally them behind Robin.
Young Dick Grayson in charge.
And get them involved in it because, of the land, the monies and all that jazz.
Scheming little bash.
That's sort of all Sansa really does this year.
And then she changes her attire and they sort of start to get on.
Yeah. She's becoming a bit of a darker person, becoming twisted by...
It just made me facepalm because I was thinking, Sansa, what the hell are you doing?
She goes on a bit of a redemption arc though.
What are you doing? Oh good, there is a redemption, good. She don't become a crazy psychopath too. She had a wardrobe change and she just comes down the stairs and they sort of hold arm in arm and I'm just like, nope. I can't watch that, Sansa.
So yeah, they're making moves to get involved in the old fight for the crown, but
that's
Arya.
The future.
So Arya has she's still with the Hound on the journey. So after
he's Sandor, isn't he? Or is he
Sandor?
Yeah, he's Sandor. Yeah.
Sandor Clegane, and he was taking her to Catelyn and Rob, but obviously slaughtered the Red Wedding.
They
got
did.
her out. Now taking her to Lisa Aaron. To get paid. And he gets there, and she's dead. So then...
And I just remember Arya laughing, because he basically has the worst luck.
Well, she does, because her family keep dying. Yeah, so there's a point where, they're at the Eyrie, and, Sansa's there, but, Arya's outside, but they never get there.
No, yes.
So all the time they're travelling, I think they end up travelling... Are they going to the wall? Is he going to take her to Jon? Is that his resort after Lisa dies?
I'm trying to think
He's taking her north,
back
though.
To No, not King's Landing.
I swear he's taking her north.
They sort of say they go off walking, and then that's when, for them, in the last episode, they then meet other characters.
Yes.
Not a lot
so they're carrying on. They have a bit of a nice sort of buddy cop thing. She's constantly talking about her list that she adds names to, all the people that she's going to kill for those that have wronged her or her family.
Which is basically her arc, the last couple seasons. That's the thing. Just to slightly change topic, I feel like with Sansa, she actually did something this season as opposed to just being a political tool in King's Landing. And then and Arya, although she's still with Sandor, what happens at the end
is her start of her new journey. Yeah,
it's her redemption.
Season 5 is a big season for Arya, and she changes. My friend. She does change. Yes. So they're travelling. Blah blah blah. Back in King's Landing, you've got with Brienne after she rescued Jaime. And he gives his Valyrian steel sword to Brienne because she calls it Oathkeeper because he made a promise to get the girls back to the mother, and she swore her duty to she swore her loyalty to Catelyn Stark.
Yeah.
So she gives her the sword and saying it's made from the sword of the Starks. Use it to protect Ned Stark's girls. So she's sent off to, they presume Arya's dead.
Yeah.
Because no one's seen her since she fled the capital, and they know that Sansa's out there somewhere, so he's basically sent her to go find Sansa and protect her and get her somewhere safe. Because it's not too late. He then what does he do? Yeah, so he also gives Tyrion's squire Podrick. So there's another sort of team up thing.
He's another character that isn't just Tyrion's tool. He actually gets his own character.
Yeah, so he's the squire. So they ride off on horses to go and find Sansa. They don't
for a jolly little ride.
They don't find Sansa. They eventually come across Arya and the Hound.
Good game.
And so she's saying that there's an argument ensues because she's trying to take her with her. The Hound's like having none of it. Then the Hound
they
and
have like a casual
Brienne,
conversation, but as soon as the Stark name gets brought up, it's then a case of
it all kicks off and they fight.
You're not coming with
me. It's
like
a game bowl light because Brienne can hold her own, and they have a mad old fight, and then he falls off the cliff.
Fight. Yeah.
Falls off the cliff, and he's all bloodied and bruised. But Arya's hidden because Podrick didn't keep an eye on her. He thinks they've wandered off that way, so that she's continuing searching for her / getting Sansa. Arya hides, and then the Hound all beaten up and bruised. He
honestly thought he died, but he don't look dead.
Well, he's not dead. Well, she doesn't kill him. He begs her to kill him.
He's like, kill me.
He's like,
kill me.
Take a name off your list. I do have to beg, please. And then she just leaves him, wanders off.
Steals his purse and walks off.
She makes her way to... She got her sword back, Needle, by killing the guy that killed...
Polliver.
Yeah, Polliver. She killed Polliver with the sword. With her own sword.
Neck.
Yeah, so she gets that back. So she leaves him, seemingly to die, rides her horse to the sea, tries to get bored with this crew. And then she's like...
she's going to Bravos, isn't she?
She was just trying to get on the ship. He's like, no. And she's like, well, where are you going? I'm not going north. And he goes, I'm going home to the something state of Bravos.
Oh, yeah, Bravos. I did get it right.
The city of Bravos. And she remembers that Jaqen H'ghar, the assassin, gave her the coin and said, anytime you meet someone from Bravos, give him this coin. And say Valar and Morghulis, and you will be able to find me again.
That's right.
So she ends her arc for the series on a boat to Bravos to meet Jaqen H'ghar and learn how to be a faceless assassin.
Cool.
That is what she's on the way to do with Jaqen.
Cool.
That's a cool little thing there. Shall we head north?
To what? Who? John or the Wildlings?
I think John's a pretty big thing, so we'll save him for last. Theon, still under the capture of Ramsay. Yeah, Reek. Do you love me, Reek?
Do you love me?
Yara obviously sailed off with some warriors to said, I'm going to go save my brother.
What pointless rescue that was.
Well, no, because they get there and she finds Theon, but because he's been so tortured and beat down,
he doesn't want to go with them, and he won't
because he believes his own story and his lies that he is Reek. Tries to get
he's like he's almost been hypnotised and brainwashed.
Yeah, because he's been beaten down and tortured so. And you do feel sorry for Theon because he is, he is repentant of what happened. Especially last season when he's talking about my real father died at King's Landing because Balon Greyjoy doesn't treat him like a son.
He really does. It's just that moment.
So Yara and the soldiers get to the tower, try and break him out. He doesn't go with them.
You don't want to do nothing.
So then they have to escape. From the dogs, my lord.
How far can you guys run?
Well, this is turning out to be a lovely evening. That's one of my favourite Rams moments where he's just covered in blood, just with two knives. This turns out to be a lovely. And he's just fighting with them. They run off
back home, don't they?
Theon, and he sends Theon to
have a bath.
No, he sends him to what is it? To go and to dress up back up as Theon, pretend to be Theon.
To get
the soldiers
their
to turn
castle, and promise them to let them go
safely.
and flay them afterwards.
And Ramsay flays them lies has lied to them and lies to him and flays their skin off and
because he's sadistic.
Because he's a Bolton. Ramsay is also no longer a bastard son because now
Roose,
that Roose is Warden of the North,
he then gives him a
because
legal
of the
paper.
The reward of from Tywin Lannister for betraying the Starks.
Yeah.
So he has the North.
Ramsay Bolton.
And he deems him he instates him as Ramsay Bolton.
Thank you.
A legitimate son. And he does that for him. He continues like trying to take back the land from the Ironborn, from the Greyjoys, as they carry on. You know, there's a bit of that.
Pretty much they're in control of the North.
Yeah.
They're just in control of the North.
Bruce is tightening his grip on the North in terms of helping Tywin Lannister.
But then that's it for Ramsay and Theon, really. They sort of don't do too much.
They will be back, though. So Theon's still captured, still being beaten and reekified. Across the sea with Daenerys Stormborn.
Going to Marine.
She's a Marine now.
Yeah, Marine.
But she learned, so she's like continuing like, a quest to sort of like gather resources and armies, and then eventually make her way across the sea. And just when she thinks she's making good progress, she gets word of like masters from Yunkai and Astapor that are then taking back land she's claimed, and she says, "How can I be Queen of the Seven Kingdoms if
and
like this is
people
happening?"
Fight back.
Yeah. So she decides that I will not go to Westeros. At this point, because she's going to do what a queen does, and she's going to rule.
Oh, subtleties! I see what you did.
So
there.
so basically she's going to.
She's
almost going to like learn the ways of being a queen by ruling.
Yeah, just keeping in charge of what she's got. Yeah,
yeah,
not letting
and gathering them things, gathering the followers. She's Dario Naharis, now played by a different actor.
So suddenly he's a Time Lord. I mean, I didn't know Time Lords exist in Game of Thrones.
Well, the Mountain's a different actor. The Mountain's on his third actor.
Yeah. Third?
Yeah. He's you see him briefly in season 2 as a different actor to the one that beheads the horse in season 1.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know.
Yes.
Oh, right. There you go, Time Lords.
Time Lords exist in Westeros. She also learns that Jorah, when he originally was a spy in season 1,
yeah, I kind of forgot about
because they get his pardon from Robert Baratheon that arrives
a bit late,
and almost like planned to be late.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder who.
Yes, but he then so Barristan Selmy takes that to Daenerys like that he was basically betraying her.
You'll never be alone with her again.
Yeah, and I love Barristan Selmy. I really, especially in season 1, it's like, even now I could cut through the 5 of you like carving a cake. You're too old to protect anyone. So Daenerys banishes Jorah, saying like if she's like seeing him go, she will behead him. She will behead him.
If you're treason. If you're spotted in like a mild marine by nightfall, I will personally behead you myself.
Yeah. So he's sent away for now. So she's lost her because he's been with her since the beginning. She said like, "You're my most trusted member of my council."
I liked old Jorah.
I like Jorah. He was like redeeming himself, and the reason he stopped being a spy is because he like listened to her, cared for her, and genuinely followed her.
Yeah,
and genuinely believed. Yeah,
he believed in her.
100%, bruv. So she's there's also a bit of so she's learning the ways, like the good and the bad of what it's like to rule. You know, she's like all the people that come in and give her their problems, and she's like, yeah, okay, got to listen to all these people.
Dead Basie doesn't care.
She
that 200 people later, it's like, okay.
There's 200. Better get on with it. We're gonna move on, Sleepwalk. There's Grey Worm, the General, the Unsullied, and Melisande. Missandei.
Yeah. I always get confused with the names. Missandei. Yeah.
Developing, a bit of mutual feelings.
Basically, she's sort of getting changed, and he's just creepily underwater, like staring at her.
Yeah, because they're all like bathing, together. They all see each other. It's like, ooh, but obviously they're eunuchs, the Unsullied, because they had all their genitalia cut off. But feelings developing, and Dario keeps like trying to seduce Daenerys, and then she eventually
does.
Take your clothes off. So they're having a bit of fun.
But I don't like. There's something about Dario I'm not keen on.
It gets a good resolution. Like that whole part of the
Dario
story.
or their romance?
Both.
Okay. There's something I just personally at this point in time, Dario.
Dario's fun, but he's not gonna.
I mean, the best scene with him is when he literally beheaded the guy on the horse.
Yeah. Literally, it's just when he just like kisses the knife, throws it,
brilliant,
and the horse just goes, and he just kills it. It's like, yes.
There's just something about him as a character I can't dig. I think he could potentially. I can see why or how traitor, but that's just my opinion. I might be wrong.
You'll find out the resolution to that.
I will find out
in season 6.
Oh, So he's not in season 5?
No, he's in season 5. You'll find out the resolution to that whole part of
his whole arc.
His and her story. You'll find that in season 6.
She's dead and he couldn't save him. Daenerys dead.
Nah.
Next
part. Well, you've seen her in the season 8 trailer, so you know she's not dead yet.
It could be archive footage. How am I supposed to know?
Archive footage of her next to characters that are still alive. No, Petty.
May or may not be alive.
Let's go all the way north now before we round up with
Jon.
Before we round up with Tyrion.
Tyrion now.
We're going to go to Jon. And so after spending season 3 posing with the wildlings and learning their ways, and not knowing anything until we met her, and then her basically, the whole wildlings they're going to attack Castle Black, and with Jorah dead, there's no one in command. He gets sent to kill the mutineers that killed Jorah. What are they? Members of the Night's Watch. That's what it is. Just so many names of things. Members of the Night's Watch that mutinied against Jorah, killed him and started living in Craster's house with his wives and stuff like that, stealing his food.
Basically kill all of them.
He's sent to kill them because they know the truth about the numbers that Castle Black holds. So they go there. Also, because they just continue their journey north. His older Branny boy, Jojen, Mira, and Hodor. Because they're continuing the journey north of the wall to find the Free-Eyed Raven.
Every time I want to think the North Grove.
The North Grove must never be lost.
The North Grove.
Because he walks into Summer, his direwolf, and Summer gets caught in a trap. They find Jon's direwolf, at Craster's being held captive, and they know that there's White Walkers and stuff on the way. So torn between seeing Jon again, who he knows will stop him from going any further north, and he sees Jon when Jon gets there to start as he starts killing, and he says no, we have to go. So he takes Summer. They go and rescue Summer, and they carry on north, and they eventually
ruined a nice possible reunion.
They eventually get north, but are attacked by White Walkers.
Again, yeah.
That rise up through the ice, and they kill Jojen Reed.
Skeletons, yeah.
Yep. But one of the children of the trees uses fire to kill them.
I didn't even know there was tree people.
The White Walkers, and they all hurry into the tree, Hodor, Mira, and Bran, where the magic that binds the White Walkers does have no effect. So they get there, find the Free-Eyed Raven, which is
who is a person.
Yeah, an old man, who gets recast.
In what, next season?
Season 6. No, he's not in season 5.
Well, not at all?
No, Bran isn't. Bran's story isn't in season 5.
What? So there's no Bran at all in season 5?
There's no Bran until season 6. Because the thing is, they were
where the hell were these
because they had to take bits of story arcs from other books to sync the timeline. That was his thing done, but they needed him for then on. So if they'd have done his story in season 5,
they would have jumped and skipped a bit. Yeah, I see. Okay.
So you don't see him. So season 5 is him he's off screen, but it's him learning.
He's basically doing the Free-Eyed stuff.
Yeah, he's learning to be the Free-Eyed Raven.
Becoming powerful and almighty.
Yeah, he's learning to be the Free-Eyed Raven and control and see everything, because the Free-Eyed Raven doesn't just see through animals, sees all the futures, everything that's happened in the past, and everything that's happening right now.
Can he see through people too?
I think you can, yeah. I think so. But you can specifically go into memories, because that's what he's working on when you eventually see him return in season 6. You see him looking in the past. A certain character's past. But we'll... divulge.
Stop teasing me.
And so that's Bran done for
I'm just thinking, what the hell will his hair look like when I see him next?
Oh, he has a haircut.
He has a haircut.
Yeah.
He actually gets that...
Puberty hits Bran hard.
He gets that
when you see Bran in season 6, he's tall and he's got shorter hair and he's got a really deep voice.
Oh god, alright. I'll be frightened now. Because he looks the same. I mean, alright, I think season 2
longer and a bit lankier and a bit hello, instead of hello. But yeah.
And can he walk? Because they said
He can in his visions. Like he'll never walk again, like physically in his body, but he can walk in his visions.
Well, he's okay. All right. Okay.
That doesn't really give away much. So that's right.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's Bran done.
Finally getting somewhere.
Yeah. So back to the attack. So he kills the mutineers, especially the one played by Bern Gorman, who was Owen in Torchwood, but I don't remember his character's name. Stabs him through the back of the head with a sword, and then just like.
Through is in the neck and comes out through the mouth.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Does that, gets back to Castle Black as the wildlings attack. They attack a inn where Sam took Gilly to keep her safe because he believes she wasn't safe at the wall. But then that gets attacked and he thinks that she's dead, but she makes her way back to the wall with baby Sam. So Sam's like, keeps her safe like in one of the storerooms. The attack starts. They've got 100,000 north of the wall, but they've sent however many thousand with Tormund and Ygritte the other side. So they're attacking the castle, but then from the north they're attacking the wall.
Both sides. So it's a bit crafty.
So they're firing. They've got Alistair Thorne has taken. He's commander in.
Yep, scumbag.
He's like a temporary like commander of the Night's Watch because of with Jorah's.
I hope he does.
With Jorah's death, because they have to have a vote for the next one.
And of course, no one wants Jon as leader.
Because no, only Alistair Thorne doesn't. Alistair Thorne and the guy with the white beard who was in the King's Guard.
Yeah,
who's like his number 2, who says like you have to like do these things, otherwise you like because Jon Snow's well liked, so you might otherwise you will end up taking orders from Jon Snow for the rest of your life. And that's why he sends him on the thing, because he thinks he'll either do well in that and people will respect Alistair's decision, or he'll get killed by the mutineers. So that's him like just trying to get him out of the way. But the battle ensues. Jon takes command of the wall when Alistair goes down to help fight on the ground because they're breaching the gate. Fights well, fights valiantly, gets injured, gets taken away. His number 2 gets sent down, but goes and cowers in the same storeroom that Gilly's in.
Yeah, he was using.
Sam is, I don't remember the guy's name that he's with, but he's helping Pip. Yeah, Pip. Crossbow, and he's helping Crossbow, and then Pip gets an arrow through the neck.
Yeah, Pip dies.
Yeah, and he was like, "I'm scared, Sam. I think we're gonna die." But like,
Sam's like,
Sam's helping like reload the crossbows and that, but then like Ygritte shoots him. So it gets to the point where they know there's more men that they need. So, who's Jon's mate with the long hair?
Jon's mate with the long hair?
Yeah.
I know what one you mean, I can't think of his name.
Also Google the one that goes down to defend the gate. Because he's cool. Because they've been part of the gang since, like...
the beginning.
Yeah. So Jon then takes some men down and says... fight with me. Like, he's going down to help because they need more men downstairs. And he so Jon takes men downstairs to fight. He also sends guy with Gingerbeard, he's one of his mates.
Oh, Tormund. No,
not Tormund. That's the wildling. So he sends him with a group of 5 because the giants and the mammoths have like risen the outer gate from the wall, and one of the giants gets in while they're firing fire barrels and arrows and stuff down, and like killing some of them and like taking out as many of the 100,000 as they can. The giant gets in, so to defend the gate, he sends the mate whose name escaped me down with 5 men, and they kill the giant, but at the cost of their own lives. Yeah, so they're all dead.
Because it's their thing where you see the giant breaching in there, like they say the Night's Watch.
Yeah, there is
speech. Yeah.
Night gathers, and now my watch begins, and all that, and then it's like powerful. It cuts away like as like the giant runs into it, so it's all kicking off. His mate, long-haired one, it's really annoying me. He is in command of the wall. He says, "You take command," as he goes down, so he's like firing more. They use like the winches with like the rope, like so that people stand like facing down directly the wall, like almost like abseiling, so they can shoot arrows at the people that are trying to scale it. Jon goes down, fights, sees
Gren. No, I'm just reading.
Gren, I think it might be Gren.
Sends a group of Jon knowing in a gateway hold against sends a group of black brothers led by Gren to hold it.
Gren. Yeah, it's Gren. there's the big bald wildling with the scars on his face. Like he has a fight with Jon. That leads to Jon having to kill him with the blacksmith hammer.
Steyr.
Yeah,
Steyr.
Luke kills him with the blacksmith hammer, straight through the skull. Kills him after being like thrown through the fire. But as he gets up, he sees Ygritte with her bow drawn,
aiming.
And then
they have an awkward staring contest.
And he smiles, and she's like not releasing. She doesn't fire, and then she gets shot with an arrow through the heart by little Ollie, because Sam had told him to get a weapon and fight because he was operating the lift so they could go up and down. But he's like,
silly boy,
his little boy.
I wanted them two to actually get together. Like I wanted them two to sort of live happily.
Well, they do in real life.
Oh no,
married,
not the same. In the show,
so she dies, and she dies in Jon's arms, and even manages to blurt out at last, "You know nothing, Jon Snow," and says that she wished they'd never left the cave.
Exactly. I wish they did.
So cute.
Ygritte.
And what else? Jon.
Yeah.
So after the battle, when he goes to meet with Mance, the king
because
on the
he
wall.
pretty much loses all emotion. He's devastated.
Yeah, because he said there's no one left to take orders, so he goes to negotiate with them, talks with them, talks with Mance. You know, because he's seen the similar things to him. They know that there is a greater danger coming for them all. So and all he wants is safe passage for his people through the wall to the other side. But just as they're negotiating, there's attacks can be heard from outside saying, "You're attacking us." Then Jon goes, "We don't have the men for that." And we see a big army taking down, like sort of taking around the outskirts and then gathering prisoners. And it's Stannis Baratheon.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me they actually
the man who didn't really do a lot.
They actually got off their butts off of Dragonstone.
Yeah.
And they actually decided to finally come to Westeros.
Yeah. After all the blood magic of killing Robb Stark with leeches and like magic leeches and stuff like that, they come down, capture the wildlings, and so it's Davos and Stannis. Yeah. And like saying about kneel before the rightful king, and like Davos is like saying like, "Don't you know who that is?" And Jon goes, "My father died for him."
Yeah, he's
Jon Snow, your grace, Ned Stark's bastard son. Yeah, and because obviously Ned only told Stannis about the lineage of Joffrey and how all the kids were related to Cersei. Yeah, so all that lovely jump. So he says, so he obviously immediately has respect for Jon because of his father. So under Jon's advice, they take Mance prisoner to question and negotiate him further down.
Safe passage. And then that's kind of Jon's arc done. Well, there's not more, isn't it?
So then it goes to them. So that will pick up like with Mance and the wildlings and like the Night's Watch and all that because that will pick up in the next season. So that's sort of that bit. We forgot to mention Tommen. Joffrey's younger brother and the only remaining
ruler.
The only remaining Lannister, the child that's
can rule
in King's Landing because Marcella's in Dorne, being married off to a prince.
That's right. Yeah.
We didn't talk. So
and then we've got to talk about
we're going to talk
arc.
We're going to talk about that. So Tommen then becomes king. He's a lot more easy to manipulate because he's younger and more naive. So
and silly.
Tywin immediately takes him like under wing. Marjorie is getting a clause in, as Cersei says, because then she will marry Tommen now after being widowed. It leads to that, and Tommen's there. He gets crowned king and knighted, and he will
doesn't really do much.
Soon marry Marjorie, but he has a lot more to do.
Does he? Oh, good.
Okay, so the main thing. So obviously, accused of murder. Tyrion Lannister back in King's Landing.
Peter Dinklage himself.
Peter Dinklebot, and gets put on trial, and he demands trial by combat.
Trial of a Time Lord.
Because he's got the people that his father brings as witness are lying. But especially Shay, like his former lover.
That broke my heart.
And that broke Tyrion's heart. Like, he couldn't listen to the lies. So
she was gone.
And it leads to Tyrion sort of like losing all of his like emotional restraint and saying, "I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish I had."
I wish I am
I
the monster
demand
that you the way you people see me. Like,
yeah, I am
I'm the
only guilty
monster.
of being a dwarf.
Yeah.
I've been guilty of that for a long time. Does that. He
I demand a trial by combat.
He demands trial by combat. They choose Gregor Clegane, the Mountain, the Hound's brother, who recast. So Cersei chooses him. Big, massive bastard.
Bulky.
Yeah.
Bulky son
Who's
of a
like,
gun.
as you see him, he's like got sparring partners that he's just killing like over and over again. And
you see them, the slavers practically begging to let go, and he just literally goes up and just
like, slices their guts out, and they're just like
probably
spewing.
eats them for breakfast.
Who am I fighting? Does it matter? No. Tyrion doesn't have
a champion.
Because he says because he obviously wants Jaime, but Jaime says, I can't even beat a stable boy with my left hand because of the training with Bronn, because he's lost his good hand. But then they even joke about, just imagine the look on Father's face, you getting beaten, and me being sentenced to death. Our entire family's legacy is snuffed out in an instant. And they even say that's as tempting as that is. Because they are really close, and they do get on. But Oberyn Martell.
So I didn't really realise Jaime and Tyrion were close, because I
get that
in season 1, but they don't really interact too much.
Yeah,
it always seemed a bit antagonistic to me. But yeah, having that conversation was really like, so they are brothers, and they do actually like each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jaime's not.
So Jaime doesn't. But Oberyn Martell, who remember the Martell family from across the sea in Dawn, comes over to witness the wedding of Joffrey and Margaery before it ends in murder. Blah blah blah. Because his sister Elia was married to Rhaegar Targaryen, Daenerys, and Viserys' older brother. Older brother. From years ago, died. And they had children that were killed and killed by the Mountain, and she was killed and sexually assaulted by the Mountain. So he's got their revenge, and that drives him to late at night come to Tyrion's rescue in his chamber, and he's coming for revenge. Tyrion says, "If you want revenge, you've come to the wrong place." I've come, and he says he's come to the right place, and he says, "I will start with Sir Gregor Clegane,
and I will be your champion.
I am Oberyn Martell, and I will be your champion."
Good mind.
So he does that. So and then the fight, and obviously the size of the mountain, you're like, oh, it's not good odds.
It's oh damn.
Tyrion's watching, but Oberyn really holds his own.
He does.
Has spear he's cutting into the Mountain, stabbing him, and veins him down. He's polished something on the blade, which we learn later is a poisonous venom.
Poison.
Yeah. And he's and all the time he's trying to get the Mountain to confess to killing his sister. Confess.
You murdered her.
You murdered her. You killed her children. Yeah. Keeps saying that over and over again. As he's got the spear in him, he's saying, no, you can't die. You must confess. But and then just out of nowhere, the Mountain knocks Oberyn off of his feet.
Sweeps his feet.
Grabs him by the neck.
And literally pops his eyeballs.
Yeah, it crushes into his eyes as they start bleeding. And then he confesses to it, and then says all that stuff he'd said. And then I crushed her head like this, and just squeezes his skull until it explodes, and there's just blood everywhere. And which means that by law, Tyrion is then sentenced to death.
Tyrion is dead.
Which Tyrion's not very happy about that. So he's kept himself.
I don't know anyone who would.
Until he gets a visitor at the door, his brother, who takes him and says, he's helping him escape, and says, if you go to the top of the door, knock twice and then knock again, and Varys will help. Varys will open, and then he will help get you to the shipyard and help you escape.
Varys is one of the people that had to testify against Tyrion, even though you can see they had an exchange, and it ended up with Varys sort of you can tell by his face he didn't want to do it. Obviously, he was set up.
But because Varys does what's good for the realm. He doesn't back a certain leader. He does what he believes is best for the people.
He's got his own agenda.
Yeah. So he so as Tyrion, before he goes to knock on the door, he decides to pay a visit to his father's chambers, but he finds his former lover Shay in the bed.
Where? And what a dirty little.
She grabs a knife, tries to stab him. He jumps on top, takes the knife, and then ends up they fumble, and he ends up dragging her necklace and strangling her until she until she dies.
Yeah, until
like
she dies.
Stops breathing, and he's crying while doing it, and it's so like it's
real.
one of the people that he trusted the most is.
I know, I like Shay.
Dead.
I like Shay as well.
Yeah, so that happens, but then he takes the crossbow off of the wall, walks to the bathroom where Tyrion is, or Tywin is, opens the door with a crossbow.
No privacy, but...
And, you know, even mocks, like, say, is this how you want to, like, talk to your father? And they're saying, like, no, come on, we'll come back to my chambers, we'll talk this out. But he's holding the crossbow up to him again, and... like says like he loved Shay, like why would he do that to him? And then like he calls her the naughty word of what she is. The derogatory word for prostitute. He calls her that. Says you say that again, I'll shoot you. They carry on talking for a bit, and you almost see because it's the point where Tyrion snaps and he's not having any more of being mistreated by his family.
He's standing up for what he believes in.
And then like says, I'm not going back in there. She's dead in there. He goes, what? Afraid of a dead something or other. Yeah. And then he shoots him with a crossbow. And like the whole time he's just like trying to sort of like get in this hard play, but then like he sort of like loses like, you're no son of mine. I am your son. I have always been your son. And then shoots him again, and then so Tywin's dead, no hand of the king. And then he goes off to Varys and knocks on the door, which Varys says, what have you done?
What have you done?
And he takes him to the shipyard. He has to get into a container which will be loaded onto the ship so that no one knows that Tyrion's in it.
Where's the ship setting sail to?
Setting sail to Essos.
Essos?
Where, you know, maybe certain characters on that side of the ocean will come into contact with them. Maybe.
Oh.
But he sails off as the bells ring from the castle at King's Landing, like notifying that basically dead.
Over.
Yes.
And then that's season over.
Yeah, season over. So Arya's on her way to become an assassin. Jon is now with Stannis and the wildlings trying to negotiate terms.
Yeah.
You've got Theon still captured. You've got Tyrion escaping across the sea. Daenerys is learning to rule what she has. Jorah's been exiled for now.
Gone.
How long for, we don't know.
The Hound left for dead.
Brienne still looking for the Stark girls. Sansa with Littlefinger and the Army of the Eyrie. They're going to try and make moves of their own and get more involved in the game from behind the closed doors.
Okay, alright.
And that's about Cersei still nuts. She was refusing to marry Loras Tyrell. Now she doesn't have to because her dad's dead. Jaime is growing up a lot.
Yes.
He grew up a lot in season 4. Like, his experience in season 3, and then season 4, he's sort of...
One scene, though, did make me think, why? It was, you know what the scene I'm referring to?
Is it the scene at Joffrey's dead body?
Yeah. Because, I mean, he's all nice and good, and then because he sort of goes back to see Cersei after season 3, and basically she's like, no,
a lot has happened,
Jaime. Whatever, blah, 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 blah.
I think that's his only thing, because he hasn't seen her in so long, and there's the emotion of it. And then people did complain when that was on TV. They were like, that was a bit, too much.
It kind of was a bit. He just came a bit out of left field. I mean, for his character, they're trying to paint him in this good picture, and then to see that, you're like, But then he's a Lannister, isn't he? So, I don't know.
Yeah, but he's going on a real arc, and he is the favourite.
Turning it around. Yeah.
Bronn is still being Bronn, fighting and earning money and... Off to marry someone soon, but
departs from Tyrion and
he just like doesn't depart. He said like, we are still friends. It's just,
if you had the offer, you'd do the same thing.
Yeah, that's basically what he says to him, doesn't he? Because he knows that he would get killed by the Mountain.
It's logic. I mean, most people would.
Yep. So a lot of things at play for season 5. Yeah, season 5 a good season.
Okay, good.
My favourite's still season 6. Because the sheer volume. But yeah, we will be picking this up again next week, won't we, Connor? Are you looking forward to going and watching season 5?
Of course. I need to find out what happens now.
Now it's a good ending of the season. I remember it being like people ruined the ending by screenshotting a certain moment and putting it all over Twitter when it was on, and it was like, no, they haven't actually done that. But did they?
If it is what I think it is, and I think I know how it will end already, but I ain't going to say.
Well, that might be episode 9, that might be episode 10, you don't know. But it is... If it's what you think I'm thinking of, that thing, that's very
That thing.
It's very telling.
Then afterwards, I won't watch the show. I might as well quit, because then everyone I've loved is gone.
Well, not necessarily for good.
Oh no! Well, I mean, there's magic. I mean, yeah, anything.
Well, there's a red woman, and we saw Boric Dondarrion being resurrected by Thoris of Myr. As he did trial by combat on the Hound, and then he was killed. It's like, I've been brought back 6 times, but each time a piece of you is chipped away. So there is the ability to resurrect. So we know that because Thoris Myr is of the same priesthood as
the Lord of Light.
Lord of Light. It's the same sort of blood magic. So
oh no,
who will it affect? Only you can find out.
Only me.
Only you. So.
Well, and the viewers, if they're actually watching it along with us, if there's people like me who haven't seen it and they're watching it for season 8.
If you haven't, hit us up in the comment section or email us, nobiblecontact@gmail.com. Like us.
Share us.
Yep, like us, share us. We're on 58 subscribers.
50? We've gone up.
58, yep. We're heading towards the big 60 and on the way to a hundo.
Cool.
We're gonna have new stuff coming out just as and when that is edited. It's just getting it out on time.
Have you heard more from Maticus?
Yeah, because he didn't have his copy of the script for just final things for the video, so I need to send in that file. So hopefully that's out as soon as possible. Get that out, and then we'll see where we're on. We'll be back same time next week at Pasty Sheep on the socials. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell us what you want to see. Get in contact. Tell your friends about it. If they like waffly nonsense, then they'll love this. But yeah, how have you enjoyed having your own microphone?
It's been peaceful. I don't have to awkwardly cramp and squeeze and go, hey guys, I'm here. I can now do it with my own mic.
Yeah.
No, I probably don't sound no different, but, you know.
I think it does. Like, we did the test and it was like, you sound louder.
Yes. Good girl, Zara.
You're a good girl, Zara. But
yeah.
Same time next week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for listening, and peace out.
Sayonara.